All right. What's up, everybody? My name is
What's
Lamar
up?
Anderson.
That's it.
My name is Lamar Ruderer Anderson, and I want to welcome you all to another episode of Think About It,
Think
Black
about
People.
it, black people.
Yes. This is a platform that we put together because we just saw a need of a lot of topics that we really want to talk about. You know, you with your friends or whatever, and you're talking about a variety of different things, and you wish other people knew the things that you were talking about. So we will put together a platform where people can kind of talk about those things. So before we actually go ahead and get this started, let me go ahead and introduce my amazing team that I have assembled. All right. First, let's go to my girl, Michelle. Let's go to the Queen Shell first. All right. What's up, Shell? Say what's up to the people.
What's up? We back in the house again. Another special guest. You know, God is good. We just moving, y'all. Just moving.
That's right. All right. Let me go to my other queen, E. Say what's up to the people.
Hey, you guys, we're so excited to be back with you. We're excited to have a special guest. It's not every day that queens get to be surrounded by extra kings. So we glad to see you.
That's right.
Archie.
That's what's up. All right. And my boy, the senior member of the group. What's up, Rut?
What's happening, guys? What's happening? I'm not feeling too well today, but I'm here. And I got my shirt on, promoting my new shirt. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is.
We like it.
You see the police, you better warn her, brother. You know what I'm saying?
No hustle. Ain't nothing like a brother grinding.
Hey, you know what it is. And my man Rut is actually the reason that we have our special guest in the building with us today, man. So definitely want to give my man Rut the opportunity to bring in our special guest, and we're gonna chop it up, y'all.
Oh yeah. Oh man. I'm proud to bring on my good friend Archie Words, because he got so many aliases out in Arizona. You know, but he's a comedian, very funny, I'm talking dude is hilarious. So we're gonna have some gut busting comments from this guy and some good stories. So let's get it going.
And
welcome, Archie.
So not only is he funny, but he a man of God too. We need more black men representing King Jesus. So
yes.
Y'all know to the show first and foremost, Archie. But you know this is a topic near and dear to our heart. We born and raised where the king of comedy came from, none other than Mr. Richard Pryor. So you know we start talking this comedy game up in here, man. So welcome to the show, man.
Thank y'all. First of all, thank y'all for having me. Rut, thank you, man. Thank you for having me. And I know when we bumped into each other in Arizona, to me that lets you know the world is small. I was like, I'm from there too.
And you know I went to college in Arizona too. So talk about a small world.
Wow.
We've all been to the AZ.
Listen, and then I just ran into the guy who owned ATL Wings. Didn't realize he's from Peoria. So I'm like,
Mike Curtis.
Here we are.
Yes.
But I'm glad you guys invited me on, man. I'm always happy to be a part of something great, something so special like this as well, especially from my hometown.
Man, we really appreciate you coming on, man. Like I said, so when Rut had the opportunity to let us know that we had a comedian, from the crib, it's definitely a pleasure for us to have you on. So let's get the people a little bit of history about who you are, man, and how you got into what you're doing.
I'm originally from Chicago, and I moved to Peoria. When I got to Bloomington, I ended up meeting my boy, my brother, my god brother, everything, whatever you want to title him, Jamani, Anthony Hendricks, everybody brought him on the Peoria singer, sung with him at church for a little bit. And I moved over to Peoria where I was part of New Life Ministry, or at this time it's New Life, but it used to be New Hope Ministries back in the day. Was with New Hope for years, praise and worship team, choir, theater, did it all with the church with them. And so ended up joining CFC, Crusaders for Christ, when I met Robbie Chris, who actually gave me the opportunity. Like most of the time, when you with your friends and family, you laughing and talking, you don't think about doing it. You be like, I just do it because I'm with them. You know what I mean? And Robbie Chris was like, but you funny, bro. You need to be out here doing it. I'm like, I don't think so. I might be funny to y'all because y'all my people. Y'all gonna tell me, okay, that's funny. Y'all might laugh at this stuff. But I got the opportunity to hit. It was a Black Arts Festival or something like that in Peoria. Okay. I got the opportunity to do it. Then I was at the Riverfront, got the opportunity to do it. And Robbie was like, man, you're a natural at this. I'm like, okay, let me try. Let me dabble in this a little bit. You know what I mean? And They had Laugh-A-Lujah in Peoria. I'll never forget. And I was like, man, put me on this show. I kept begging everybody to put me on Laugh-A-Lujah. They wouldn't put me on to save my life. They was like, nah, we don't need no niggas in this. We need real people. I'm like, I'm a Christian.
Well, and the other thing is they should have put you on because that's giving local talent the opportunity to connect with others who are already doing it. That's what we talk about all the time is how important it is for Blacks to open up doors for other Blacks trying to do something positive. So I'm mad with you.
I'm mad with you too.
I wasn't mad when I was okay, but one of my friends, she was like, you could have did better than some of the people that was on there. I was like, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
No. And I'm glad she brought that up because that's one of the things I was going to say. Because if anybody from Peoria tell you have talent, you got talent because we hard on people. Y'all know that. Like, we don't play. Like, we ain't going to tell we ain't going to be to tell you can hoop and you can't hoop. We ain't gonna tell you funny and you ain't funny. It's Peoria. You don't play that.
You know, and we don't support each other like we should. So when someone's telling you that, it's real.
Yes,
it's real.
Archie, that's what I want to say. Like when someone else can see your gifts, the very gifts that you don't see, you know what I mean? It's time to run with it.
Yes.
And at first, for me, I was just used to just being a part of the praise and worship team. Just used to being part of CFC and stuff like that, and just enjoying myself. I wasn't even thinking about it like that. And then Robbie was like, man, I think you should do it. So Robbie gave me a shot at it during one of the church concerts. Then I had the other opportunity. I'm like, okay, maybe I can do this. You know what I mean? And I do love it. I love it. I love seeing the people smile. I do love when somebody come up to me afterwards and be like, man, you know what? That reminds me of my mama when she's, and it makes me feel even better. So when they did Laugh-A-Lujah, my friend said, I think you could have did better than some of the people. I'm like, don't tell me that. So I had the opportunity to leave. So me and my wife was debating on some things, and I was like, you know what? I think we should. And we was in the middle of transitioning. So I was like, I'll transition. Let's see what we can do. And that's when I took my trip in Arizona, and I took my chance. And the thing about it is, I don't know about, if you heard my story before, when I first got here to Arizona, I came here June 2010. I had my first show in August 2010.
Wow. Okay.
See, that's how God works.
Didn't even know me, hadn't seen me ever before.
But that's how God works. If you take one step, God always takes two.
Yeah, and it was such a blessing because my cousin who owned the salon, she actually met the lady. The lady owned like a local newspaper here, and the lady called me. She was like, "Hey, my cousin wants." She said, "I can give him 5 minutes." All right, I'll take it.
Hey,
you give me 5, I'm gonna make it look like it's 10.
That's right. That's right.
But see, the thing about, and Archie can attest for this. When I moved out to Arizona, it was so many opportunities just thrown at you out there, especially if you're in any type of entertainment field. Because it's a broad of things out there that you can do that you'll get experienced in, and it helps your career a lot. I mean, it's like coming from a small town like Peoria, and then you go out there and you see all kinds of opportunities. It's like, oh, this is a gold mine.
Well, and you know what? And you know what? I think, Sean, when I was out there were so few of us still. So to get us with talent, they celebrated our talent versus looking away from it because doors would just open for me out there too. I was going to say, when you said that you were from New Hope, New Life, is that Pastor Harold Dawson who passed?
I was, when I first started at the church at the time, Bishop Dawson Sr. was still in Peoria.
Yes. Gotcha. Okay.
He had just transitioned. So when I came over to Peoria, I was with Pastor Gibson.
Okay. Yep.
I'm gonna be honest. If it wasn't for people like AJ, who gave me an opportunity to be a leader in the youth group at the time. Jewel Dawson, AJ's wife, gave me an opportunity to be a leader.
That's what I was going to say. Just one, rest in peace to Harold, because he was an amazing man, and he did so much in the community. He mentored so many young Black men, and that was such a terrible loss to the community.
Listen, it hurt me so bad, even though I wasn't there. It hurt me so bad.
He's my son. He was my son's frat mentor, and he's just a good man.
When I went back to Peoria, every time I would go back and I would see him, even this last, like right before he passed away, I had the opportunity. I went back and I seen him. I was sitting in the office with him, and I was teasing him about his oxygen tank. I was like, "Come on, man, put that oxygen down. You know you got that good gas in there. Let me get a puff." And he was still enjoying his life all the way up until then. So that was one of my big. Like I said, a lot of the people in the church influenced me as well. Mike Hurt, who who gave me the opportunity to be in like plays and stuff like that. When we did Dream Girls, I had missed the auditions for the Dream Girls, and then Mike was like, "I got a part for you." I had one line. I made that line look like it was 150
Yes.
lines. I was out there so big, like I was the main star. They was like, "You didn't have to do that," but yes, I did. Yes, I did.
That's right. You do.
But yeah, I also have some influences like my boy Jason, who's from Peoria. He actually is located in St. Louis now. He started doing comedy, so it was a good thing seeing people that I know do it. It was a good thing I started seeing people. So when I made those kind of trips and transactions, I started seeing things. And then when I got to Arizona, and here's the other thing, Peoria didn't have open mics for me to dab into.
Exactly.
Nope.
They don't have it.
It's crazy.
So, and they're all over.
Like,
that's
crazy.
All over Arizona. You talking about Jason Jenkins? Is that you talking about, Jason Jenkins? Yes. Good guy. Definitely a funny comedian as well. Definitely living in his dreams as well. But one thing I wanted to say is that I think your name kind of sets your path for you, like your real name.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy, dude. That's your real name, like,
and nobody can spell it. That's why
almost prophesized.
So that's why I kept going by Archie Lee. I could show you flyer after flyer where they was putting Archie Wood. I'm like, no, it's words. Dude.
And it's perfect. It's a perfect name. It
is.
You know what I love about you, Archie, too, is how many people, I don't care. I've lived in California, Kansas City. I've lived in Arizona, Salt Lake City, all these different places. But I always know that my foundation, and I have love for the 309 because of how many good people from the 309 poured into me. So many people leave and then they want to hate on Peoria, but Peoria is what helped build a lot of us. And there's a lot of good coming out of Peoria. And with us having such a negative rap in the US, it's good for us to come back and build us up and uplift our city.
I never forget where I started. And like I told you guys earlier in like the pre-meeting, I said I didn't change my title to comedian because I'm actually more than that. You know what I mean? I sing and dabble in that a little bit. I'm not a professional singer like I said, like Jamani.
Oh, see, I was gonna bring that up. Up from when we was in the radio station with you.
I dabble in it, you know what I mean? And actually, I've incorporated a little bit of that singing into my comedy. So I've actually had the opportunity to just dabble in a little bit of everything that I've learned over the years. So as a matter of fact,
you singing Anita Baker.
Listen, don't do that because I have so many people like, you better stop. You don't know about that song.
You know, I want to say something, Archie. You run into, so we all have grown up in the church, and you run into so many people that have a sense of humor, but they would tend to be the comedian outside of church versus, incorporating it within the church. So how did you go from walking in Christ as you do, but still feeling that it's okay to be a comedian as well, if you can get what I'm saying? Because people miss their callings. I tell people all the time, you done missed your calling. You should have been a comedian, girl.
So let me start here. So even when I was singing, I wasn't an upfront singer, so I knew that wasn't me. Now my sisters, they sing. My sister Christy Patterson, she lives in Bloomington. She has an album out. She sings. Her and my sister sing together, so they knew theirs. My other sister's a minister, they knew theirs. And so even when it came to me doing my comedy, it was so easy for me to do it because I never changed anything. You know what I mean? I don't have to go cater my jokes to somebody else because I don't cuss. I don't, you know what I mean? So my same set I use at a church would be the same set I use at a regular club. The only difference is people fight to get in the nightclub. I don't have to fight to get in the church to do comedy. Because people need to laugh, and I think that was the other thing. People were like, "Well, you do comedy in churches? Yeah, it's the same thing."
Yes.
But you know what, Archie? I have said this for so long. You can be a comedian that cusses, and the cussing will make you funny. But the truly talented comedians are the one who can make you laugh without the cuss words.
That's
because
right.
That's when you really have talent because you have, and you're really intelligent because you have to be able to find another way of saying it to bring people in without all of the cussing.
I always want to make sure that when I perform, anybody can listen.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't want my grandmother to be in the show and there's so many F-bombs and everything coming off this. My grandma can't even sit in there and listen. My mom couldn't sit in there and listen. So that's what I tried to make sure that every joke I tell is related to marriage, related to kids, related to this. It's relatable. And so that's what I try to stick with. And and honestly, Eric, let me tell y'all this. So when I first performed out here, it was an open, my first big show. I performed at an open mic. It was at one of the comedy clubs here. You bring so many people, you get to perform. I had about 13 people, and I was number 13 on the list. Like, so it was 14 of us. I'm number 13. So I'm thinking everybody in this crowd gonna get up and leave once their person is done. People stayed, and I'm not trying to be funny, but a lot of the comments were white. I'd say 70% of the comments were white, 2 Hispanics, maybe 2 blacks. And I said, y'all ain't finna sit down on me. So I get the microphone, I get caught up there, I go up there and do my thing. And I'm like, I'm not care who's sitting in that audience, I'm still finna do y'all these raw jokes.
Yes.
And for me, so it opened up my mind even then. So I'm not always surrounded in the room where it's black people. I'm in the room where it might be 60% white, 30% Mexicans.
Exactly.
Like, so you don't, so I have to figure this out.
Gotcha.
So
Well, I love Malcolm X. He said one time, he said that the sign of a truly intelligent person is because Malcolm X could go to Harvard and he could debate with the best and most brilliant minds in America, but he could go to the hood and play spades. That's when you know you have balance, because you can use big words and captivate minds and lose a whole nother audience. The ability to be able to do both really shows your level of intelligence.
Yeah, I do this joke. I talk about women in one of my jokes. I talk about how women, when they get in the shower, the water is on extra hot. When we get in, it's just enough.
Yes.
And so I tell the joke about how women get in the shower. I got in before my wife, and she got in and was like, "Oh, this is not hot enough," and turned it to boiling. So it's relatable. In the moment I tell that joke, I promise you can hear guys in you right, bro. I hear that.
That's right.
It's relatable. That's what I want to do. Anything I do.
And you're a husband and a father, so that shower scene also goes this way. Our water get a lot colder because everybody else that got in before us too. I'm just
always
saying.
Always the last gotta take the shower when you got a big family.
I'm just saying.
I try to be a man, take the shower with her, but she up front, I'm in the back, I'm still cold.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah,
and like you said, Archie, everything is common, and that's where because if it didn't happen to me, it didn't happen to you. If it didn't happen to you, it didn't happen to me. So if you just, when you stick to the commonality of life, that's probably where your jokes stem from for the most part, Now,
don't get me wrong. Sometimes I be wanting to drop an S or an F word like, it's there.
Very good.
Also,
very good.
Michelle just got on me about my old poetry and my F-bombs.
I sure did.
I wouldn't always say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything in context.
Check it out.
Everything in context, y'all.
Check it out, Archie. I also know that you have you just started. I don't know if you just started, but I just recently saw that you had also interacted with your children in some of your podcasts that you posted.
I watched that too. I love those.
Thank you.
Yeah, the boys be having me gagging, man.
Well, see, here's the thing. So even before COVID, I do a sketch. It's a sketch comedy show. It's called Archie and Friends. It's basically where I create sketches like we saw in The Living Color, and I just bring in a bunch of other comics, a bunch of other artists, and I mix it with poetry and music. And so when I did that, I wanted to make sure that my kids can be involved in it as well. So my sons wanted to be a part of it. I got them on it a couple of times. And then recently, I got my daughter. I tell you, when I bring out the camera, she know what time it is. So I started incorporating it with her as well, called Joy Speak. And it's just me talking to her and letting her do baby talk. You know what I mean? I'm asking real questions, but she just baby talking. And people like it because it's real. Like right now, she want to come sit out here. But
hey man,
y'all heard her.
You see Sean down there crying tears of joy.
We saw you trying to push her off, hit her with the high, and like we saw.
Stop over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but you made me think about that though. Like, I don't know if you've seen the recent video from Kim Wayans, the character of Benita Jenkins. She revamped that character, revived that character, and it made it in current what's going on right now. She's the character. I don't even want to gossip, but you ain't heard it from me.
You ain't heard it from
I was just laughing. So that's what made me think about that when you're talking about that, man.
Yeah, I actually recreated one of his sketches. It's the security guard sketch that he did with Jamie Foxx and Tommy Davidson. I actually recreated
with Tupac?
That. Yeah.
Was that the one with Tupac?
That. Yeah, one of the artists out here, his name is Deli Every Day. Shouts out to Deli. He did one song every day for a whole year.
Okay.
So he had a challenge. It's 365. So he did 366 songs, one every day. And he was a part of my show. And when he came out, I had them like they was getting ready to go in the club, and I had the security guards come out and said, well, you look like Deli every weekend. Like it was like just messing with him. So I recreated that one, man, because I knew people relate to that. You know what I mean? I just wanted to bring that natural laughter back again. So Archie and Friends, I've done it 2 years in a row. I wanted to do it this year, but COVID kind of threw a curveball in it, and I'm still pushing for this year. I'm not gonna stop. I know with social distancing, it's a little way they set things up a little different in some of the clubs now. So I still want to do it this year. And it's a simple hour and a half, not even a long show. And I mix it with poetry and music, so it's something for everybody.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring that out up here. You know, let everybody know what you're doing with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Bring that Archie and Friends.
I talked to Robbie Chris about it. I wanted to bring it to Peoria, and just use local artists from Peoria, like use some of the local talent in Peoria and do it. Like I said, it's an hour and a half show. I think it'll be a nice little show. It's something funny. Shout out to Cortez. He did Night of Love songs.
Yep.
And, I hate that I missed it. 2 years in a row, I've been trying to get there to do this. Okay, still missed it. But I wanted to mix some of that type of stuff in it with it as well. Music, poetry, and comedy. It's a good thing too.
And it's the arts. It's something about the arts. Just it's refreshing to the soul. You know what I mean? We have to laugh. We have to cry. We have to sing. But the arts allows us to vent whatever it is that we need to get out. You know what I'm saying? Like with Erica and her poetry. Music. My fellas here, music. I like to cook. It's still all the arts. We need to get back to
that's another thing too. You want to incorporate everything. Another one of my guys, he's from Chicago out here. He do a show called Flow, and it's a whole show. It's mixed with poetry, music, and he have people that paint. They be in the back painting.
Exactly.
Going on. If you cook, he got a barista, somebody that come in there and make coffee and
So Michelle's daughter's an amazing artist.
Yes, she is.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Real quick, I guarantee you're probably getting a lot of material right now because of campaign season and COVID. You know what I mean? Listen, I guarantee you your pen is on fire right about now. Is that correct?
Listen, my pen is on fire just from the stuff that's happening in my life with my kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm about to be a father-in-law. I'm about to be a grandfather. All in the same. I'm like, I don't even know how to be a son-in-law. How you gonna start me on this? Like, come on.
You're getting old, Archie.
So all the different milestones all different milestones that we reach. That's all.
Again,
the Lord being locked up in the house with them.
Listen, that's why
you can get some jokes.
when I tell you the stuff that they give you, you be like, okay, no wonder he does this. This is enough.
No, we understand, man. And I'm glad you're using this because we talk health and mental health, and Michelle is real big on that as well. So is this one of those things that you think you use as like an outlet to help you with some of those, health, mental health things?
Absolutely. Or when I had my podcast, I used to do a day called Mental Health Monday. I brought in psychiatrists. I brought in different doctors. They sit down and talk about some of the stuff that they've experienced, some stuff that they use, treatment. So yeah, when I had my podcast, I tried to introduce everything, music. I wanted my podcast at the time to be more like the Breakfast Club, where I wanted to be able to give you a little bit of everything, keep it urban, but I also want to make sure we keep it real too. Even when I started working in the healthcare industry, I used to sell insurance, and I said, if you didn't understand insurance, call me, hit me up. So I wanted to make sure people understood everything. So when I had my podcast, I tried to make sure people not only got music and laughter, but I wanted to make sure you got the real thing. Hey, you don't know about life insurance? Let me teach you. Let my people teach you. Listen on Monday. We got this person coming in. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, and mental health is so taboo in the church and in the Black community.
Yes.
And so it's so important whenever you can to get any information out about mental health, because suicide rates are increasing in Black men beneath the age of 25, Black women. So it is so important for us to talk about that. And then we go to church and everyone's like, you need to pray. You need to hold on to Jesus. Sometimes you need a counselor too. It's real.
I actually did a video it's online. It's called Traffic, and it'll be a continuation to something that I've actually finished writing. But in Traffic, the guy is stressed out about everything. Going in, he has relationship issues, and at the end of the video, he sits in the car and he shoots himself. It's called Traffic. It's on YouTube. I mean, it's on YouTube. I shared it on my page a couple times. And when I thought about doing it at the time, people was like, "Well, why'd you let him kill himself?" I'm like,
"Because it's real.
It's real. It's what's happening."
When you have real endings, it helps people get real tests. Like, it used to be a commercial. I used to love the commercial, and it was like when people were strung out on drugs, well, as long as it doesn't touch me, it doesn't matter. And they showed the lady, and she was snorting cocaine, and then the next scene, she was the bus driver, and all these kids were jumping on the bus. So sometimes you think that we're not all connected, but like that movie Crash, sometimes you just crash together.
Yeah. And so actually, matter of fact, the script that I wrote is called Damn Traffic. So I'll be I just finished the first season of it. I'll be shooting that really soon. I'm just waiting on a couple of people to finish after COVID as well. But yeah, I'm that's another thing that I've actually ended up being able to do with the downtime of being in COVID, was I've worked on my writing and trying to finish up scripts and things like that, and be a part of like other projects.
And that just reminds me of another commercial. It shows how we're all connected. It's of a gentleman. He's like walking, a black guy walking with like his child, and you know, a child waving at somebody in the car. They roll their windows up. He goes to a store. They follow him around the store, and then he actually go into like a courtroom. And you thinking like, oh my God, he could be the plaintiff or the defendant or whatever, and he the judge. You know what I mean? So like, you never know. And it sounds like you're doing a real great job of making those connections. Because you name dropped a lot of great people who, you know, I admire a lot here in the local Peoria area. You name dropped a lot of people, and it sounds like you're doing a great job of making those connections that you need to get you to the next level, man. So definitely tip for that.
And I think definitely, and I appreciate like some of those people in Peoria that helped me. Like I said, like Jamani is my best friend. Like he's my god brother, and even when I was trying to figure out some things in my life, Jamani helped me out a lot. You know what I mean? Even when I didn't, I'm like, I'm not gonna keep singing, and I'm not singing it. Yep. And he was like, dude, just get in the group. Okay, cool, fine. So, you know what I mean? Just keeping me on my grind. And then, you know what I mean? Like I said, Jason, when I first started in comedy, I sent Jason one of my first videos, and he told me what he thought, shared it. And I'm like, all right, thank you. You know what I mean? I took that criticism and I took that and kept working on it. So again, I'm just trying to be the best me I can be. I do want to be a name one day. I do eventually want to see my name in lights, you know what I mean? I do want to get that opportunity where somebody called me to say, hey, we got you to theater at Peoria, and half of Peoria come out to see me. I appreciate it. I want to do that.
And Archie, I appreciate, I real quick, Lamar, I saw that you had made mention about your name being in lights. And as a child, I knew I wanted to be able to be a part of this type of platform. But I always told God, but I don't need my name in lights. But you know what? Now I've learned, like you say, with all honesty, you do want that, because it's really not just about you, but the gifts and talents that God has given you. So, you know, two hands to you, man, you know, for real.
And let me tell you though, real quick, everybody, the majority of people that you name drop, them dudes funny too. Like Pastor Gibson, he funny, man. Like, you just don't know. Like,
he's so talented too.
What the stuff that he will say.
I don't know if you guys know him. His name is Craig Williams. He works in Peoria. Brother Craig, his wife, Sister Darlene, she always tell me, you ain't even funny. My husband's funnier than you every time. And it actually makes me like, oh, you know, I like this. I like that. And so I remember when I first got to Peoria, they was doing gospel heavyweights with Brother Greg Washington, Marvin, and all. I was like, man, I love this. This is what I want to be a part of. Yeah.
You know what, Archie, you talked about, and Lamar's always big about lifting up his woman. We see Ruddy on Facebook always lifting up LaShawn. You know, how does having a supportive wife make it easy for you to do what you're doing?
Let me say this. If I didn't have her, I'd probably be out here loose cannon.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is I just be trying to not in a nasty way, but I literally probably be trying to dibble and dabble in everything. You know what I mean? My wife will be like, nah, I don't think that's for you. You could do this. You know what I mean? When I first started comedy and I would be, you know, some of the jokes I would do, she was like, that's not you. You know what I mean? That's you didn't see yourself in that way. You know what I mean? Even when I started, how I got started with using my kids more, it's like, you should include the kids. I'm like, are you saying that just to get them out of the house with you, or you want me to be stuck with them? You know what I mean? but she's like, you should use the kids. And I was like, all right, cool. So my wife is from Peoria. My wife is I don't know if you guys know her name is Nay. Her name is Nay, but her real name is Rhonda. But she sang in CFC with me. So she know who I am. And so even when that project, she understood. So when I started doing Archie and Friends, she was like, this your lane. She was like, and she told me, she was like, I don't really care for your stand-up, but this your lane. This sketch comedy is your lane. And I was like, I take that honestly. You know what I mean? And she still supports the comedy.
Well, you know what I think that is so important? Michelle and I listened to a preacher called R.C. Blakes, and he just talks about the importance of the right queen. So the right queen can make or break a king. When you playing chess, there's only one king and one queen on the chessboard, but everyone else, the pawns, everyone else, there's two or more. But the most crucial and dangerous player on your board is your queen. And he said, even R.C. Blake said he wouldn't be the man he was and able to elevate the way he was if it wasn't for his woman, because he has a vision, but she really takes it and helps him with executing the process.
Listen, me and my wife, I host this event out here called the Dope Prom. One of the guys put it together. I host it. To the Dope Prom. And everybody get together, dress up. And my wife, every time my wife was ready to go, something happened to the point where her dress got messed up. She had a dress made, the zipper broke, so she couldn't stay. So she had to leave. Then the year before that, I'm like, So finally, this year, we actually finally got the chance to go. And we took some pictures. And we wasn't thinking about it, you know what I mean? We don't, we put it on our page thinking, 200, 300 likes, that's fine. We shared it in one of the groups and she got over 15,000 likes just because of her dress. I was like, you made me look good. Nobody commented on me. Nobody commented about me. Everybody was
add her into the session all the time.
That dress. I was like, what about me? I look good.
Hey, and one thing I did, want to make sure we talked about real quick, like your kids, like we talked about a little bit earlier, but like you're instilling some really great things in your kids with their willingness to want to step out in front of the cameras and all that kind of stuff. Because a lot of kids aren't prepared for that kind of stuff. You understand what I mean? They want to shy away from that kind of stuff. So for your children to even be have a willingness to be a part of all that, you're definitely instilling some really good stuff in your kids.
My kids they come from two sides. My side and her side. My side is the church side. They lively. My wife's side is lively. They church too, but my side, they would act the fool. But one of my daughters, she sings beautiful. You know what I mean? And my son, he was like, I want a camera. We went and bought a camera. You know what I mean? Just to see what he wanted to do with it. You know what I mean? He may not want to be in front of it, or he want to be behind the cameras. Oh, cool. Then my little one, my 12-year-old, who everybody says looks like me, he pretty much want to be in my shadows. Right now, he got an audition because he looks like me.
Wow.
And I'm not even trying to be funny. And because he always with me, and everybody see him, and they be like, oh, I like him. Let me talk to him. And he auditioned for stuff just like I do. You know what I mean? So they both want to get into it. And now my baby girl get the opportunity stuff. So my whole, even when, like I said earlier,
my legacy.
I want to, you know what I mean? And just like we were taught, awesome. Just like we were taught before, you know what I mean? You want to leave an inheritance for your kids.
That's
I want
right.
I want to leave something for my kids. Right, yeah.
Lamar, you got to get him to leave us some information that we can share when we share this so that people know how to look him up, go out and like, subscribe.
Definitely. So what before you already get off here, I know Ruck got some stuff he want to talk about. I want to make sure people know how to contact you and support each and everything that you're doing. So if you want to go ahead and leave your information, we want to definitely support you in everything you're doing, man.
Definitely, you can find me on, so like I said, my Facebook is Archie Words, and it's just like it sounds, Words. My Instagram
you got to spell it for him. You said people spelling it wrong.
It's Archie, Archie, like the comic book. Last name is Words, WORD as in David, S as in Sam. I have to say that. And then it's Arch_Lee 2. And that's on my Instagram, my Twitter. I usually don't be on Twitter, but I need to get back into that. But my YouTube is my name, Archie Words. And like I said, I'm working on putting projects together. Like I said, more to come with Archie and Friends, the script that I just finished as well. But I'm a part of other stuff as well, other theatrical plays and stuff that I'm going to be a part of. I just got asked to be a part of a revamped Wiz. So just follow me on there and you'll see. I post my flyers to everything.
Man, we really appreciate you for taking your time coming on this platform. And anything that you're doing, you know, you're more than welcome to pull up on here at any time, promote any and everything that you're doing. We're definitely going to be following you, like, share, and subscribing to everything that you're doing. You know what I mean? So just let us know what that looks like, man.
I will.
Right. Hey, guys, also, he knows Drew.
Oh,
okay.
I was just thinking that. I was just wondering, does he know Drew? Okay.
Oh, the artist.
Yeah, that boy can sing.
Yeah, he came again. I had a podcast, and I'm telling you, at the time I felt like I had the #1 podcast in Arizona. That's just me being personal.
You did.
I'm not trying to gloat or nothing, but I felt like I had like the #1 podcast. People wanted to come in, wanted to be a part of what I had going on. Shout out to Mike, this guy named Mike Hurt. He had sent me some of his stuff, some of his material, his clothing line. So I wore that in some of my material. As a matter of fact, I wore some of his stuff.
Boy.
Oh, yeah, that's my homie right there. I don't even call. Look,
yeah,
you know,
Archie, I don't even call him Mike. I call him Michael. You understand what I'm saying?
He sent me some clothing. He sent me some clothing, and I was performing. The lady bought the shirt and the hat off my back.
Yes,
I was like,
indigenous protocol.
Like,
That's
yes.
Indigenous
protocol. We know.
Well.
Definitely.
We're gonna have Michael come on as well. Yep.
Definitely. Yep. Well, I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, when I get back in town, bro, you know we got to link up, man.
Man,
no, we got.
We want to thank you all for checking out another episode of Think About It, Black people. We want you to like, subscribe, and share this video. Support this man in each and everything that he's doing. We'll see y'all again. You know what time it is. We out.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Archie.
Think about it.
Thank you, Archie.
Thanks, brother.
Bye.